G'day, today I'm going to have a look at a game that I haven't played before. This one is called Slipways, and thank you to Manicore, who recommended I give this one a go. So this is my very first time of playing it. I've literally only just booted it up, so I guess we're going to have a look at the tutorials and everything. The first game, would you like to jump straight into a quick run? This will skip some of the pre-game selections. It probably won't make much sense the first time. Alright, sounds good. Okay. So how to play videos. But I guess hopefully we can skip them a little bit. Now I believe that we're coming through into this galaxy and adding some guys. But let's have a quick look. Okay, so look around by dragging. That's cool. So just sending out probes. Okay. Alright, so let's see if we've just got like a basic idea of what's going to happen here. So it's a laboratory. It's technology tree. That's the in-game menu. So do we just sort of drag out? No, let's go back to that first navigation. No, not that one. Start each game by sending out probes. Click and drag on empty space to launch one. Okay. There's my move. There we go. Okay, so let's go. We hit. So it's going to cost seemingly the same. So let's say 1 month for anything. So let's go. Can't hit all 4 of those. Let's go. Those 3 there. So it's not from the black hole. It's from sort of just outside that range. There we go. We can get 4 there. We have those ones at the outskirts? No. And down here we've got a couple more. Plus we might be hitting about max range here. Alright. So what do we got next? Planets and trade. Drag between colonized planets to connect them with slipways. If you can connect a planet that makes a resource to the planet that needs that resource, they'll trade. Okay. So does that mean I just click on someone? So is that saying that colony? Every world is cut out to support a large population as is, but what's thing? Jungle farm clearing, just life's going to be a challenge. I mean, it's a nice green looking planet though, right? So we make that a colony. That guy obviously is a mine. So then what we drag those 2 together. Get more foreground plants. Alright, so look at this guy. So I feel like let's get that going for one of these 2. Just zoom out a little bit to get a bigger idea of the scope. Functions available there. Bot factories. So I guess I don't really know what is going to be beneficial. I know I am making that, so I suppose I can just use this to generate something. So I guess this is where it talks about that you can't cross over. So would that mean if we say did the nanotech technology and we connect that, would that mean that anyone going from here would have to get all the way over? Would they actually go through? I mean, there's a mine there, so we can connect those 2 to pop out. Ah, cool. So I can send probes from colonized planets. And it chooses the one that's closest. It's an interesting looking thing. Okay, so if I can connect that with idle guys, so if they go like that, So obviously a lot of this is going to be very just learning the game. I do hope to play this one a fair bit more. And I assume that there's going to be some really neat strategy to this. But for now, we're definitely just learning the business. Nothing available on that guy. Water extraction. Do that. I guess we'll connect that to this guy. Do we also have people? We had people there too, so let's get that connected. It's happiness, science. Makes when provided with a resource to study. Let's try and put one of those in here. Probably we'll go about there. And then I suppose what we can do is we can have it connect to all four of those. Now, I can see that this one's saying that since these are like grayed out, I assume that that means that these are in need. So this guy needs goods. This guy needs wheat, and that guy needs people. So let's see if we can get people going to there. Not allowed now. Okay, so where am I looking at for administration costs? But that... Okay. It does seem like this is a really circular system that I have to have going here. So if I then send that this way, this guy has now got his people and water. Is making at least one of those ore, and the other one's grayed out. These people don't have water available because the two water that they're using are being resourced. Okay, so that's what I guess that's saying is that one of those two is actually being used. So there is ore available up here. So this isn't like a network where guys will bounce through one to get to the next. So what can we do over here? Nothing too much there. This guy here needs wheat. So we would have to get this all the way over there, which we can't do because of this. We can't afford the cost of those. Is that just a wait on time that we're... It's cool that we can undo our last action. So if we skip to the next year, cool, we go up in money, so we can make a choice on something to do. So if we go robots making wheat, we can then connect that to there, have that where that wheat supply goes. So they now need goods. This guy needs robots. That guy needs robots. So we need someone making robots here. Now what would I need? I suppose it's a planet like that. Definitely gave me a closer look than I was expecting. I can sort of see that with this one, you can have people to make the green thing, or you can have the green thing to make the wheat. So, I think this guy was able to make green thing. This one needs 2 people. This one needs 1 people. So that's where this guy's, I guess, people are going. But they don't have goods in order to do that. Okay. Starting to get a bit of an idea of what we're doing here. So that one we can't afford, but we can go to the next year. And we can say that to make robots. So we could have robots to make goods, but if we go that to robots, can then say that that's where we need those robots to go. Let's fire a probe out to hit all 5 of those planets. Let's see if we can get something that makes us that. The 2 sort of accessible group of planets there, that feels. I mean, I can already feel like I've gone a very bad way about what I'm doing here. I mean, the thing is though that I'm still making wealth, so I don't know if my layout is completely broken or if I actually am sort of doing okay. I guess we'll just blow up some of those asteroids. Was that as if it's close enough to more things, I'll get more money for it? Something like that I could really make a mint from. People could make robots. So we could say people make robots and connect that. Get those people, but then they need water. Don't know what the necessarily value of that is. I suppose it's this. I figured that one out pretty quick after my question. Increases the scan radius of the probes. Unlocks permafrost melting. That doesn't seem too bad if I can get robots to do water, but I'm not sure that I'm like sort of have an overabundance of robots though. Another probe into these little countries. Countries, planets. Okay, so can I change my mind about what I choose a planet to do? Doesn't seem like it. Because now what I could do is just get these guys here, make robots. Right, that's levels. Right, okay, so that guy that wants water, say up here, he's currently a level 1, so he's happy. But if I got him water, he would then be level 2, and he would be making twice as much. So for example, this guy taking advantage of water, he actually doesn't need it because there's only one guy who is taking ore from him. Alright. Now we're piecing this together. But I suppose if this guy needs robots, what we could do is I could say that. We could connect this guy to there, and that guy to there. So this guy's now making robots. He's now sending that to this guy who's making wheat. This guy is now taking the wheat, and that extra goods thing is actually the level 2's thing that he needs. He's actually already generating things. Okay. Okay. We're making sense of this. Dismantle the hub and use it for raw materials. Advance the Bakar to level 1. What is the Bakar? Let's go. I don't know if level 2 would tier 1 will just immediately open if I invent 2 texts to advance, right? So I can just pick 2 of these things to move on to the next row. Reduces planet upkeep by 1, but never below -1 per year. It's not bad. Locks the harvest action on all planets. I feel like those 2 would be the best, but I don't know if not moving quickly on those would sort of, like if I could I suppose it would more be if I could build more science, like laboratories around. That might make me a bit more efficient in gaining those points. And I don't know if that's maybe a strategy that you'd look at. Okay, so this guy has robots to spare. Robots to make wheat. We currently don't need wheat anywhere. This guy does need a robot, though. And wheat to make people. Wheat to make people. Robots to make wheat. People to make... That's pretty good. And we've got a spare person over here. We go people to make 2 of those. I suppose it really depends on what we're going to do with the planets around it. So if we get a person to here, they can make both of those. This guy doesn't need either of those things. That would just need people, which is the only thing that that wouldn't be getting. If we've got wheat, we can make people. If we've got robots, we can make wheat. If we've got robots, we can make wheat. If we've got people, we can make green stuff. There's nothing sort of there that needs that green stuff in particular. Send people all the way over here to make, say, microchips or to make robots. Although we've already got robots being made there. Green thing to make wheat. Let's do that. Let's just send this dude. Too expensive at this point. Now it does feel like a long jump though. Can make robots. That guy can make robots too. But again, we have robots. We need just something for robots to do in this area. Make wheat. Make wheat. Robots to make goods. So that wouldn't be bad, but I mean it's a long haul. Let's skip ahead a year. There's one of those style planets. So we can get a robot to make goods. But then this guy would be so far back that we can't really transport that goods to anyone that would use it. Which basically is just this guy here. Let's bounce though. How much? Why can't I do that? 19. Too expensive? Oh no, because I haven't made a decision on what this is, of course. That, so then that. Oh, they get better if I give them that. But even if it's just, I guess, for the wealth that we get for the exports rather taking place. And then send one of those. We can make people there. Send that way. Enables the disease eradication on planets that are established or better. I mean, let's do that for now. I've got a picker panel in it. Alright, so let's have a look. Say this guy here. Not a thing. It's quite satisfying to sit here and listen to the choof as these guys shoot in and out. So that would then mean that I would get a further 4th person here if I needed a 4th person. And the only reason I probably would have needed a fourth person is I could have connected that guy to here. So I can keep that in mind. But at the same time, I could also upgrade this guy to have a fourth person ready to go anywhere else. So let's sort of focus on a different direction here. And whatever planet we get next is going to be planet 16. Let's get a few more probes out and just see what we've got just in this vicinity. If I look back this way, oh, just can't get that guy. Got one of these. Guy still doesn't have a bot. Could make bots, but then need to get... No, we can do that. So if we go this guy, this makes bots. Send this guy to there. And then send that guy to there. Now I just achieved... Whatever I just achieved, it allows me to now do this. Oh wait, let's just do it for now. Let's get big money. Short-term big money is always the important thing, right? It's never come back to bite anyone. Connect a planet with an idle person on it to explore. Okay, so we can see it's 2 gold per planet each now. But what the consequences of that are long term. Get 1 more successful Forge World planets to successful. Now I realize as well, this is something that I haven't paid attention to, that there actually is green around these guys. So I assume that all these ones that are green are saying that they're operating correctly. We've then got this guy here who's not. And that would clearly be because he doesn't have access to either of the 2 things that he needs. So we need to get microchips, which I think I could make up here. Somewhere up here. Microchips, I thought. People for microchips. So we can send this guy to rejection. Obstructed. So I think we'd have to blow that guy up to get through there. Sort of edge a little bit this way. No. And then we can connect that guy through there. Out of range. Alright, so that one is a too far away dream. Now, can we get this guy to connect to that without... No. Answer that nice and quick. Get 1 person over there, we can get water. Can we blow that up? I think that was something in here, wasn't it? Harvest. That's what we want. We can harvest these 2 planets. We can get this guy connecting to people who need him. But I mean, that's a long wait because we're currently still only getting that 1 output. What we could do is buy a second lab that we can place sort of in here. Why are you locked? Need a person too. There's people that need people. All right. We're definitely a bit stranded out on this side now. He needs people. So again, this guy could actually go 1, 2, 3. He could make people, but I don't think we've got anywhere near the... And unless I could sneak through to there, which I can. But I don't think we've got the water access. Oh, there's water there if we could get people. Is that a chicken and the egg situation there? If I can get this guy connected to that guy, then they can get water for people. That can get people for water. Try it out. Get thrown out of the office. Okay. Right, so I guess that these guys are my sad planets. Not allowed now. Oh, I guess that's... Is it just because I'm in that menu? Out of range. Bummer. Is my range something that I can expand at some point? Is it also... Yeah, here we go. Supplies him with water, he supplies him with people. There I are. Perpetual motion machine. This guy's only using one of his 2 rock things. So if we go to here, we can make any of these things for rocks. So let's go... Well, let's not jump to any sort of conclusions there. Let's see what we can do around it. Not much. We really need to... I mean, I guess the happiness thing is just going to be these planets that aren't getting their criteria met. Let's try and work out you, because you've been there a long time. So if we went... Okay, if we did this, and then we connected the 2 of them... Nope, is that a range? Then we connected the 2 of them. He gets one of the things that he needs. Doesn't feel like that's any longer than that. Swing it around. Maybe it's just a depth perception thing. Okay. I mean, that's just giving me just another unhappy planet, though. There's just not much in the way of planets this way, I feel. That's just getting that slowly worse and worse every time I try and make it better. Okay, we need this guy to get people. So where can we get people nearby? We can't swing him all the way around. Gonna need something out here that we can see what's further beyond it. But we've got just nothing. Robot there could get wheat. Robot here could get 2 water. Person there could get 2 water. Person there could get the combination. Or wheat could get 2 persons. robot and the green stuff, but the green stuff's all in this sort of section of my planet build. Can these two... Can I connect that guy to that guy? Or are they going to need to go via him? Person for green. Green and robot for wheat. Wheat for people. Okay, so what if we went... Person for green. Did I have green in this area? It's obstructed. Spend, I guess, long enough just staring at a single setup here to try and piece this together. Okay, so what do I have here? I have one wheat and I have one robot. Wheat for people. Done. What else do we have? I'm down to 68% here, so it's that side I really need to address, but I don't know, I'm working over here. Okay, people for green. Green and robots for wheat. So let's go people for green. Green and robot for wheat. This is just making everyone less happy. So it must be something else I'm not really looking into in this. Now we have one green, we have some wheat, and we have people. We can get people to this to use that, to mine that for us. Put wheat there to get more people. Or we could put a person there to get stuff. Person there, we get wheat. We could get a robot there. No, we don't have any robots left to get wheat. We don't need wheat because we've got wheat. Let's see what's on these planets over here. Nothing. Actions. Rocks and wheat to get people. I can see as well that's saying that it's going to be another minus 4% next year. So let's talk about planets that are making people. Adds a 1 happiness bonus to that planet. Let's try and see if we can do that for a few more planets. This planet is not advanced enough for this project. Have we got any others? This guy? Upkeep cost -1. Sure if that's doing too much. Go for this guy. So I assume, is that these guys? Okay. We've got no robots to get out there to sort of do anything. What about on this side? And we don't really have any robots on the outskirts. These ones here are terrible mistakes. Can I decolonize? I mean, planets like that and that where I haven't really thought through a plan are just going to sink me, surely. You can see that they're the ones that are in the major negative happy. All we need is to get a person over there too. just an obstruction. I can't blow up because I can't get enough science. And I just need a person to get to here, which this guy also can't do. You are in the worst spot, planet. Move over here. We are in business. That and wheat over here. Make more people. Let's see what's behind this guy. We get wheat there, we can get people. We can get green there, we can get wheat. I don't know if that guy can get to there, and I assume not, but if I could blow that thing up, maybe I could. Let's see. Let's go. So if we get wheat here, we get people. So we connect the two of those. That's happy now because it's got its hypothetical people. If we get green here, we get wheat. So that makes that happy. Connect a planet with an idle person. Scrap it for parts. Rebuild the planet crusher. How nearby? That one is what I want to get rid of. Or was it this one? What was that one at one point? Okay, I could now connect there. Not to that guy. So close. So close to this planet destroyer and thing. Also potentially a problem that I should have just blown it up, because now I can't get to this guy. So can you blow yourself up? Okay, let's find out what's behind this guy then. Looking for green. Get people there, we get green. Okay, so can we go... Is that too far? Yep. Okay, we got the green there. So let's have a look what's down around this way. We need people. We can get wheat and we can get microchips. We can get people. So what if we do... Can this guy reach that or is that too far? It's fine. So we can go that. Connect that. We can ask this guy to blow that up. We can then make that connection. And that just needs microchips. There's microchips, so those two planets can help each other out. And we've made a happy, healthy little system there. The only thing they don't do is actually connect to anyone else. But also, that has in no way helped what's going on here. They're still miserable. So, let's keep trying to work out this side of things. At least it's a good lesson in what I did wrong. And not, although I mean, it is down 2%. So, hopefully this was just my mistake. Okay, if we connect the two of those, that's the solution to him. If he gets, if we can get wheat to this guy, which we can get with a robot from here. So let's make that, let's put that connection there. So that now makes those two happy. This guy unhappy. He needs robots. So can we make robots anywhere here? Doesn't look like it. What do we need to make it people? This guy here needs wheat too. Yep, definitely learnt some lessons for what not to do the next time we play. Range. Let's have a read here. Is this something that allows me to reach any further? So I notice that's now grayed out. Does that mean that it's no longer an option? Because I do have more science than what that suggests it needs. 64% happiness. Did that go up? We were in the 50s, weren't we? Happiness is dangerously low, though. Okay. Try and solve something with these guys. So he can reach that far. So let's do that. Put that there. He can go make green stuff there with that extra person that we've got. We have so much water at the moment that doesn't seem to come up too often as a thing that we need to make. This guy wants water. This guy can make water with people, so we can connect that to there, that to there. Okay, so we can have, if I can send this to there, we can have any of this stuff made. This guy wants robots, but there's no way that that's going to be able to connect to that, surely. Yeah. This guy wants goods, but there's no way that's going to be close enough. So, any market for microchips? I'd say there's more a market for robots. So let's get the water to this guy too. Let's send, let's say this is that for robots. Then you expand out to an area and you go, oh look, no one wants robots. Robots for wheat. Does anyone want wheat over here? We're also so close to these two networks connecting and so close. Forge World Planet. Successful. Is that a Forge World Planet? How do we know what a Forge World Planet looks like? What's our picture of a Forge? Am I looking at the only one successful planet I have? Because all of these are established. So why are you successful? Has to trade with 3 other planets that are successful or better. Oh no, that would be if it's prosperous. Okay, so what does it need to be successful? Require at least 2 import routes. Requires at least 2 export routes. So someone like, say, this, he would have 2 import routes and he would have 2 export routes, wouldn't he? Established. His next level is to hit successful, he wants his extra resources. This guy wants his extra resources too. Those resource ones are kind of hard to come by. Have a robot make them over here. We don't have any robots in that area. We do have robots over here though. Happiness is at least hovering where it is. Not going any lower than 62. I mean, it's a really funny positive to negative there. Let's say what we're thankful for. Trying to set this up where I've got multiple going multiple ways. I mean, I suppose it's only going to be ones where there's more than one sort of resource required. So say, for example, for this guy, he's never going to hit that, because why would he ever have two import routes? Because he only has one thing that he imports. One person. Whereas say someone like this who has those two imports and multiple things to export, seems like a much easier task of doing that. Now, I say much easier, but I have only done that one planet successfully. Say this guy here, he's got 2 wheat coming in, but he's got wheat going out nowhere. We could sort of just add both of these planets in here, like that, just to make him a successful planet. And that's why that guy's been yellow this whole time. I thought he was sitting somewhere between happy and sad. Okay, so now we need red rocks in here. I don't imagine that's too far away. Oh no, that's acceptable. So we just have to get people all the way over here. We can't get that to there. Green robots. But I mean, if we got them there, then we wouldn't be able to get that there. Just giving ourselves another unhappy planet. And I guess this is the march of time here, that every single year I'm going down by that -2. As long as I've got so much unhappiness in the world, in the universe. It does seem, I guess, that there is going to be some worth in getting that science up quicker. Tech level is too high for this technology. Okay. Let's have a look out this way. We haven't explored this way in the universe for a while. So this guy has robots. We could get water to here. It also only has 1 point of export. So we could send wheat out this way. We would make people. People could make green. That guy needs green. So let's go. They help out each other. He helps out him. Import routes. Wouldn't we call that 2 different import routes? You've got robots coming from here. The green's all the way over here. Okay. There would be some minister or somewhere that is pulling their hair out that the Universal Republic refuses to transport goods between worlds. Like, that you can't land transport one from here to there. That is outrageous. That is an insult to the commerce of Shade 4. I mean, again, though, this is the rules of the game, and I'm just complaining because it's not bending to my will. Okay, so if I don't get it above 60 in 3 years, the game will end. So guess what? The game's ending in 3 years. So we don't have too much longer left here, I'd say. Okay, so what are the big things that we've taken away for how we approach this next time? I guess keeping in mind what makes a planet absolutely successful seems key. But then there's the question of, if you were just trying to keep this simple, if you're just going, all right, let's send our first few probes out, how many of these planets could you actually make successful without having to do too much more? Like, if you only were using this group of planets, could you have multiple ones already be successful? Like, after how many years this is it 20 years? I don't know, when we 6 years ending to the end of the run. This game is designed to be played in less than an hour too, so this wouldn't just sort of continue on forever if I was successful. It is sort of meant to be a quick, short, sharp sort of experience, less than an hour sharp. But the question is, how important is it going to be to have successful planets in the greater scheme of things? Now, obviously, that there's a one of the missions here is part of that, and the technologies is something that I haven't really gotten into too much here either. I think having at least 3 labs seems like it would be handy. I don't quite understand what would have dictated what this guy wants. Like, why would he have wanted people and not... Right, so he always wants people and he wants one thing to study. I just assumed... I initially took that to mean, like, the more things you can connect to him, the better. Because I don't read. And, so... I think that if we could get multiple sort of setups where we go, okay, we've got our laboratories going, and we're getting at least, say, 3 laboratories, that would probably be my next approach strategy. What else could we do? I think that the part of it was just, I did have that initial thought that maybe I just need things within the network. So if, say, I'm making microchips here, if anyone needs microchips, it's at least in the network, it's just going to take longer to get there, which is definitely not the case, because obviously that is one of the very first planets I made, and they've still got 2 microchips sitting there, and then I'm pretty sure this guy only designed the way I did because I already had microchips. But whether there are things that make me more profitable money-wise or not, if say they're worth doing, because obviously the planets don't care too much if they're able to make the resource they want to make. They just aren't sending it anywhere, and they're not sort of helping, I guess, the rest of the universe, galaxy. Plenty to think about. I've definitely enjoyed it though. This is certainly the sort of strategy I do like. So again, thank you, Manacor, for suggesting this one. I guess what we can do is just sort of skip ahead. We can let the years pass. Let's just have a look to see. I didn't actually even notice it was telling me how many years were remaining each time it ticked over. I do like a shot that'll give you the overview of how you've done there. All right, well, that is my first look at it. I definitely will give it another go. Thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. Until next time, catch you later. See ya.